Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Tony Onying Show, probably brought to you by Glonton Foundation, your partner in responsible well-being. I would also talk about mental well-being because I think this time along we've been focusing on a mental well-being theme, and that is dealing with those egocentrics, the narcissists. I struggle with that word, but
You'll get there.
you will get there. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the last two episodes, we've covered a bit about appreciating those characters. But today, with me in the studio is a face that you're all familiar with, and that is none other than Mrs. Okello, whom I'll be bringing to you shortly. So, today, we are going to be looking at the impact. What are the effects that these narcissists create on the people they deal with, be it a husband, be it a wife, the children, and even the bosses who prove so much authority to the extent that the people that report to them can't make their own decisions.
And the employees.
Exactly. So, bringing us to the details of this, allow me to welcome Mrs. Okello to get the ball rolling. Stay tuned.
Thank you so much, dear moderator. Hi, dear viewers. Hope you're doing well. And I want to believe that you've been following from the time we started talking about this show, from first episode, second, and third. Here we are with the third episode, and please listen in and know how to deal or live with that person. Thank you.
All right. So just take us through the details and those effects of having these people in our lives, working under this kind of individuals, being a child to such kind of a parent. What is the long-term impact?
Okay, living with a narcissist, ideally, it impacts that person. One, it will traumatize that person. It will make that person lose self-confidence. It will make that person have self-isolation. And it will also make that person have emotional exhaustion and anxiety. Okay. If I'm to explain this, if that person is living with a narcissist or working with a narcissist, or this narcissist is the parent, they are going to lack confidence. They are not going to have self-confidence in school, at workplace, and even in their homes as fathers or mothers. And they're also going to have isolation because this person, this narcissist person, is going to make sure that that wife or that child is isolated from their friends that they want to associate with, because every time they're going to think, friends will make them develop other manners or bad manners. Or for women, they will think when they associate with those fellow friends, they are going to realize who the husband is, or they are also going to realize who the wife is. So they are going to make sure that they traumatize you in a way that you stay in a shell. You don't come out of that shell. These are people that you find, if a child grows in such a home, they are going to reach at school, you're not going to ever hear any answer or anything from that child. They're not going to stand out to certain responsibilities at school. These are still children that are going to finish university, and you find they cannot enter any office to seek for an opportunity. They cannot even submit a CV for to get that role, and yet they can, but they fear, because of the fear, because of that trauma they grew up with. They feel they are not confident enough. They feel they are not worthy to be in certain congregation. They are not worthy to be with certain people, so they live with that fear. And then when we look at the workplace bit, these are people that you find they fear to speak out in meetings. You have to first name them. Gloria, say something. But they have something to say. Maybe they are dealing with these boss who look at them as if they don't know what they're doing, or they cannot contribute something big. But they will live with that perception of theirs. They are not going to contribute anything. And that applies in marriages.
Yeah.
This woman is going to keep their ideas because they have something to say, but because they see the man is trying to be controlling.
Yeah.
The man says, if the woman happens to say something, the man will be like, okay, I've already done this. Actually, I know what I'm doing. You get? Because so you don't know how to start to contribute or to bring up your ideas. And this applies to men also. It's not only women. Some men be in their homes, but they live as strangers. A man is going to keep quiet all through. The only way he will get peace is when he gets out of the house. Yes.
I get it. I believe that has been quite exhaustive for our viewers, for us to, find our matching. Maybe you are at the workplace and you have this boss who has made it feel like, if he hasn't looked at your report, you can never submit it.
Yeah.
And now the impact, what I'm picking from you is if you're that kind of a boss and you do not demonstrate that kind of confidence, you do not empower your team, it means tomorrow when you are away, that report is not going to be submitted because this gentleman, this lady, does not believe that you're going to be okay with what they're going to submit. You'll find that your unit is always submitting the reports late, and there is management questioning your deliberations.
Yeah.
And then also, again, from the children perspective, as parents, I think what Mrs. Okello is telling us is try as much as possible to be appreciative.
Yes,
I
and
always
befriend
say,
those children.
yeah, I always say that sometimes this child is your DNA, is your gene.
Yes,
Now, if this child is not bringing good results, sit back and ask yourself some questions. Maybe if you are in the shoes of that child, how would you have wanted to be approached? You get into the marriage. Just a final thing here that I know of a man who, because he doesn't go and trust a woman, he feels like everything should be done by him. He buys land, he buys plots, houses outside, doesn't tell the wife. So tomorrow things are getting stressed out, and you don't know how to start the story. And guess what? The wife also begins to do the same.
Is that man your friend?
He's a friend of a friend. I would say that because we can't really dance to that kind of music. So, ladies and gentlemen, I believe this has been clear a bit. So it is up to you to find out what your true north is. Are you ready to be the narcissist, or are you ready to change the narrative? So without further ado, allow me to just ask Mrs. Okello, in a minute, what do you think? What's your message to our viewers in that regard?
My message is to our dear parents out there, try as much as possible to befriend your children. Befriend even that house help you have in the family, in the home, because he or she is part of your family. And if you keep things to yourself, they are also going to keep things to themselves. They're not going to tell you
And
what's
then trust is
happening.
eroded.
And trust is eroded. So you're going to start asking yourself what's happening in the family. At workplace, let it be the employee, let it be the boss. Try as much as possible to be open to your employees or to your employer.
Thank you very
Don't
much.
hide anything. Yeah.
I think finally, this is still March, the International Women's Month, as I call it. So I think my special message to the gentlemen there, let's respect these women,
Yes.
because they are part and parcel of the community. Your growth, your mental health is dependent on how you treat them, because the way you treat them is how they will treat you. So the ladies too, show us how you want to be treated, and let us respect one another. Let us be there for each other to make the world a better place. So I think without further ado, allow me to say thank you to you, our viewers, for tuning into our third episode of narcissists. And then allow me to just ask our guest, Mrs. Okello, to give us her parting shot, as you do not forget to subscribe. Yes.
Yes, our dear viewers, please, as you listen to us, as you watch this, your mental health matters. Please.
All right. Thank you very much, and stay tuned for our next episode. God bless you.